Okay, good afternoon. I call the Board of Trustees special meeting on February 20th at 1 o'clock to order. Ms. Girl, will you take order, please? Or,
Trustee Mears,
yes.
trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Music.
Yes.
Okay, and at this time, I would like to consider or go into executive session ORC 121.22G1 to consider the dismissal or discipline of a public employee.
Was that your motion?
That's my motion.
I second that motion.
Trustee Music,
Yes.
trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I make a motion that we resume back into regular session.
Seconded.
Trustee Hartshorn,
Yes.
trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Music.
Yes.
Okay, and at this time, I make a motion that we place Chief Tim Littleton on unpaid administrative leave for 5 days, beginning February 21st through February 27th.
Gonna second that motion.
Trustee Music,
Yes.
trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn.
Yes. And the details behind that, we'll talk with you about. If you have questions, the questions about the suspension. Any questions that you have, we can discuss.
Yeah, how you gonna put me on suspension when I'm on sick leave right now? I'm out on medical.
That would have to be after it.
So when are you supposed to be back on medical?
No, that's to be determined. The tentative date is to return to full duty on the 27th.
So I guess we could make it the 28th. Through the 4th of March.
I'd like to know why I'm being placed on suspension.
For insubordination.
There were a couple of things that have happened and we've discussed them. The issue with the training where it was purchased outside of the approval process with the credit card. Along with a couple others. And because we've been working with you to help you grow in this position, we felt that the suspension was actually a useful tool in that regard to give you time to reflect on the things that we've been working on. Hold on a second. My camera spun all the way around. So that was the purpose behind it. We want to make sure that you stay on track, that you continue to grow into the chief that you can be and that this township needs you to be. But there's been a few things, and unfortunately, because of things over the last, I'll say the last month or so, we haven't been able to deal with them as promptly as we should have, and it drew things out. But ultimately, we think that this is a good way to get things back on track. And that is the purpose of it.
So this has been on for a month. Potential issues.
There's been other things that have happened within the last month. The training purchase was one of them that added on to it. And that was just within what, the last week?
Right, that I understand.
Right.
But is there others that the board would like to share, or is this something we want to talk about, you and I afterwards?
We can discuss it afterwards.
Okay,
If you want.
fair enough.
Okay. So at this time, we probably need to rescind the motion.
So at this time, I rescind the motion to start Chief Littleton's suspension on February 21st through the 28th, or I'm sorry, 27th. And we will make that February 28th.
You have to do it two separate motions.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'll make, okay, so we got that.
You need to rescind the original motion.
So you want to call roll on that? Or do you
Well,
need?
seconded.
Okay,
Seconded.
You said, okay. Trustee Hartshorn.
Yes.
Trustee Mears.
Yes,
Trustee Music.
Yes.
yes.
So if I may, before you make the
Go
motion.
ahead.
You may want to make the motion that it takes place once he returns from medical leave. Because
Okay.
it can be open-ended, and that way we don't get stuck in a loop where we have to pull everybody back in and have another meeting on it.
In
So,
case his medical leave gets
in case it
extended.
gets extended or
Okay.
whatever may happen, that way, we're dealing with it once and we're.
Okay, so I make a motion that depending on when Chief Littleton's medical leave is up, when he has been released by his doctor, at that time, he will be replaced or he will be on 5 days unpaid administration leave.
Seconded.
Trustee Hartshorn.
Yes.
Trustee Mears.
Yes,
Trustee Music.
Yes.
And then we had the other topic.
yes. And right now, the canine is our next issue.
So. Two things. One was the agreement. Does anyone have any issues with the agreement?
Everything's cleared up.
Have been resolved?
Yep.
Okay, then I make a motion that we accept the canine agreement between the township and Officer Wynn as written.
Second that motion.
Trustee Music.
Yes.
Trustee Hartshorn.
Yes.
Trustee Mears.
Yes,
And then I'll also make a resolution I'll make a resolution that we pay the $8,000 for the canine.
We'll have to hold off on the resolution until we can get the temporary or
Okay,
the,
I thought we were dealing with that today.
No.
Okay.
we don't have those back from the county.
So unfortunately, we're being held up with the final appropriations for the township by the county. So that shouldn't hold up anything.
once we get it, and I sent an email to the county to see what the status is, but
But
they're out right
you
now.
don't need to pay that. Once the agreement's done, the canine can go into use. Is that what all the trustees understand?
So you're saying once we get,
Once the agreement has been approved and signed by the trustees,
Okay.
is sent to Otarma, then the canine is covered and can go into use at any time.
so we don't have to wait for the.
We don't have to wait for the appropriations that's just to pay the bills.
Okay,
Okay.
I'd like to say something else.
Yeah,
And please do not give the dog any treats.
At least don't give him anything that has anything with it that's unedible.
I,
I want to say one thing
Okay.
too. I had a 3-hour meeting with Chief Littleton the other day. My level of frustration with Tim had reached a point. Tina's level of frustration with me had reached a point. And I think as far as me and Tim are concerned, we were working those out.
Mhm.
I put our road guys in a precarious situation that I did not realize was as bad and frustrating as what it got to. And I apologize to each and every one of you guys for that. That was never my intentions to do that. But I think we can grow from this. And even as ugly as Tuesday was, apologize to the residents for how ugly Tuesday was. I never want us to go back like that. I want you guys to know I support each and every one of you, and none of my complaints were a reflection on you. It was mostly all policy. So please forgive me. I'm gonna do better for you. And me and Chief we're gonna try and work better together as well. So that's all I guess.
is there anything else? Okay. And
Or wait, you guys,
do you want to ask visitors?
I'll grab you the.
She can scratch me off. I don't have a question anymore.
Oh, okay. Visitors, we have Heather Hartstrom would like to say something.
With the recent update on Chief's administrative leave, I would like to just remind everybody that we were in a very tight spot 3 years ago. We don't want to be back there at all. We were losing police departments. We were police officers. We had no police department. And if you are going to put the police department out there again and get rid of them. You saw what happened to the last trustee that tried to do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anybody else that didn't sign in that would like to speak? Okay,
Any officers?
nobody? Okay, at this time, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second that motion.
Trustee Music,
Yes.
trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn.
Yes.